I know there's always a lot of belief in teams, but when y'all were starting off and having struggles getting runners in at the early in the season, could you have dreamed that you'd be standing here right now doing this?
With the confidence that we have and the coaching staff that we have, we thought anything was possible. So, we were going through something that we knew was fixable. And I actually remember standing out here and telling you guys that, we're getting the right people on, getting the right people up to the plate. It's just not coming through. So it eventually came through. So, and here we are standing here and we're going to Omaha. So obviously we're not done yet, but it's a huge strides that we've made as a team since the beginning of the year. So I think we're ready.
When you look at where y'all were last year, when you look at the transfers came in, the new coaching staff, the assistants, I know all of those play into getting to where you are. Is there one that you would rank the highest in reasons why there was such a quick turnaround?
Coach Schlossnagel. I can't rank any of the guys that we come in because they're all important. Guys like Troy Klons, Jack Moss, Jacob Palisch on the pitching side, you can't put a number on those guys because they all do different things for our team. So, like I said, you can't put a number on it. All these people, all the coaches, all the new guys have been so impactful, but I just want to say that all the returners have been too, because we've been, going through it just like everyone else. We had to stay here, get a new coaching staff, and get a bunch of new players, and so it's kind of different for us too.
Could you say the big rally that you guys had in that series against South Carolina, was that more or less the turning point, you think? Saying, hey, look, we can come back from that. We can come back in any ball game.
Yeah, we've been coming back from deficits all year. Obviously, a 9-0 deficit is a big one to overcome. But this team is just so resilient, and so just we take a mentality of next pitch, and I think we take that to heart. And so we're never out, no matter what the score is. There's never a nervous energy in this dugout, and so I wouldn't say. There's a lot of turning points that we've had throughout the season, but obviously coming back from a 9-0 deficit is kind of cool. So
I know TD or Schwab or whatever it's called now is a little bit of a graveyard. I know. Are y'all expecting some of those power numbers to go down? Or I know a lot of the way y'all do batting practice is gap to gap. Does that play into y'all's strengths?
Yeah, I just don't think we're going to change anything that we do. If we run into a ball, we run into a ball. Obviously, if you've been around long enough, you know that TD, or what is it called now?
Charles Schwab.
Charles Schwab. It's a pretty big part, but if we do what we do, I think we have one of the best offenses in the nation, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're here. And so I just think we keep doing what we're doing.
Saw the sign out front from some of the baseball lettermen. What does that mean for y'all to be able? Did y'all know that was coming? How did y'all first see that? And
Personally, I didn't know it was coming. I just pulled up to the field today and saw it. But that's just really cool. We got a letter the other day from someone on the '89 team in our lockers, and saying that this is what Aggie baseball is all about. All the other Aggies are supporting you, watching you, and it's just cool to see all these other past Aggies that have played here or have just gone to school here that are supporting us and really want to see us succeed. So I think it's really cool.
What'd you make of, I guess, since all the other teams on your side of the bracket punched their tickets after you guys did, you guys can kind of see how that played out. Just what did you make of how the Super Regionals went and the teams you'll be facing?
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of cool being able to, sit on our couch and watch other teams stress a little when, we don't have to do it. But I think it's going to be a fun side of the bracket just because, we got some names in there that have been around for a while. And so I think no matter what the storylines are, they should be fun.
One of those storylines is like the 4 SEC West teams are in the field, so obviously having played in the division all year long, what does that say about the SEC West and the league as a whole to see 4 teams going on?
Yeah, everyone was saying that this was a down year for the SEC, and then we got 4 teams from the West in Omaha. So I can't really speak to that other than, it's still one of the best divisions in baseball, if not the best, and, we ended up winning it. So, there's 3 on the other side, but I think we need to take care of our first game, more importantly first, and then go from there.
I know Coach said earlier in the season when y'all were kind of hitting some of those midweek ranked wins that y'all kind of enjoy the underdog mentality. You're the second highest national seed and the only one on y'all side of the bracket. What does that change the way y'all think about this, or what does that mean for y'all to be the only top 10 seed over there?
Yeah, I don't think it changes anything, just because once you get to Omaha, seeds are thrown out the window. Everything's thrown out the window because everyone's 0-0. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past, what you've done to get there. It just matters what you do while you're there. And so I don't think you can look at all the seeds, rankings, or anything like that, because once you get caught up in that, you're not going to be able to, say, oh, we are the better team, but it's the team who plays the best that wins. So if we don't play the best, I don't think we'll come out on top.
It's been a long time since A&M's had a win in Omaha. I know y'all have aspirations beyond that win, but how sweet will it be to be able to give that win to the people who are supporting y'all?
Yeah, like I said, the people who are supporting y'all, that's why we're here. The 12th man is crazy and unimaginable. I think that's a huge part of why we're standing right here where we are, and to be able to get that win for them is more importantly just for this whole city, this whole fan base, and all the Aggies win here. We're something we're looking forward to.
Where are y'all in your prep for Oklahoma? What do you know about the Sooners right now?
Honestly, we haven't done anything yet. We just came to practice, had a really light practice yesterday. We're going to talk about them a little bit today, scouting-wise, but we know they're probably going to throw a big lefty that's pretty good. So, just take it one game at a time, I guess.
And I know you don't look ahead, but having been there in 2017, a lot of the fans that are there are just Nebraska fans who don't like Texas. And so if you wind up facing Texas on the biggest stage in college baseball, you're going to have lots of fans on your side. What would that be like?
It'll be fun for sure. Bringing that rivalry all the way up to Omaha on the biggest stage, college baseball, it will be fun. No matter who's supporting who, I know that we'll have a bunch of fans on our side. So, like I said, playing in front of the 12th man has been an honor, and I'm looking forward to playing in front of the 12th man up there. So.
You'll draw anything from having played Oklahoma last year and 8-1 win or anything along those lines at all?
Not really, just because I think they're a way different team, obviously, just like we are. And you can't take anything from last year into this year just because we didn't face the pitching that they're going to throw us. We didn't, they probably don't have some of the guys that they're going to hit against us. And so it can be done, obviously. But like I said, we're both two totally different teams. So.
What if the guys that have been there before talk to you about being in Omaha and the stage you're fixing to play on?
They're just giving us little tips and tricks about, what to do when you're in your off time, and don't get too big. We had a meeting yesterday, and Coach Slosh was just preaching about how, this is one of the biggest stages in all of college baseball, and don't take for granted that you're still there with your teammates, and just take it all in. And so that's something that I'm going to do because I've never been there, so I'm going to for sure be able to take it in. But once we start playing, it's baseball from there. So.
You got family coming? What is your family excited to be there?
Yeah, they are excited to be there. Tickets are a little scarce right now, trying to get tickets for everyone, but I'm excited for them to come because obviously I wouldn't be here without my family. So.
Thanks and gig 'em.
Thank you, guys.
Well, what's your favorite part about Omaha?
Just the whole experience. There's nothing quite like it. It's obviously the pinnacle of college baseball, and I'm just so excited to get back there and play some good teams and play some good baseball.
A little bit relieving to go to a park like Charles Schwab, whatever it's called now, with a little bit of a graveyard, a little bit of pitcher's park.
Yeah, a little bit, but you see it everywhere you go that you don't make good pitches and they're gonna make you pay for it. And obviously, it's not always the long ball that'll make you pay, and sometimes those biggest rallies come on stuff that isn't the long ball. So it really comes down to executing pitches just like it always is. And obviously it's nice when mistakes don't fly all the way out of the park, but at the same time it doesn't change the way we go about our business.
When you came in the other day, and you're trotting in from the bullpen with a full count. Did you realize it was a full count?
No, I was definitely aware there was a full count. And obviously it's not a situation that you normally come in, but I knew that they had a plan for it and they had a reason for doing it, so I was just going to trust what they had said and come in and execute a pitch, and at that point, whatever happens, happens.
Is there no better test to prove how good your slider is in that? Because you got to think that he knew that was coming in that situation, and you trust it, and it's just kind of like, see if you can hit it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those situations where, we talk about it. Yes, Coach Yeski always talks about it and says it's big boy ball where the hitter knows what you're throwing, you know what you're throwing, and you just got to go out there and execute a pitch. And like I said, he might have been a little bit in swing mode, but like I said, I just went out there and tried to make a good pitch, and fortunately enough, it worked out.
I saw on social media that some of your former teammates in Stanford were watching you before the final out. What did that mean to you, and what will it be like to see them in Omaha?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the tweet from them, it made me feel a little bit emotional about my time there. I obviously loved every second I had out there, and so to see them supporting me like that and tweeting that out, I thought it was very classy and just a super awesome thing to do. And I've been getting texts from them all year and texting back and forth with them, and we always say okay, just keep going and we'll see each other in Omaha. And now all of a sudden it's happening. So it's a cool situation, but at the same time I'm very happy I'm here now. And while that can be cool that it's happening, I'm still here with A&M, and that's the main focus.
Saw the sign outside. I know they mentioned a letter. What does it mean to see the support of guys who have been to Omaha, been this before, just been an Aggie before?
Oh, it's awesome. It's always cool when you're able to capitalize on the foundation that other people have built before you, because we talk about it all the time. It's not just us that we're playing for. It's not just us that's out there on the field. We're standing on the shoulders of all the teams that came before us, and I think it's just super awesome to hear them be vocal about it and see their support physically, not just we know it's with us. So I mean, it's an awesome feeling, and obviously this school is rich in tradition, and to kind of continue that legacy has been awesome.
Did you get to watch their game yesterday? And is it cool knowing that if you do face them, it's in the championship series?
Yeah, I obviously was watching their game. I try and catch as many of their games as I can. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that if we do run into them, it'll be in the championship series. But like I said, you can't get too far ahead, because just getting there is a grind in itself. So we just got to go out and take care of business, and if it works out, it works out. If not, like I said, it's still an amazing experience.
A lot of guys ask you questions about what to do up there, how to spend your time away from the park.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to act like I'm an expert just because I've been there once before, but at the same time, that place is always changing, and there's so many different and cool things to do. Coach talked to us yesterday about it, and it's just about we've been a pretty good road team this year, and so we don't want to change up too much of our routine. And while there's going to be other distractions and other things pulling us in different directions, we still just kind of want to stick together as a team. So we might go do stuff together, but at the end of the day, we're going there to play baseball, and that's really what the main focus is.
You guys had the opportunity to watch some of the later games with you guys. The teams fight their way into Omaha. Did you get to watch Oklahoma, Virginia Tech at all, and what did you see?
Yeah, we were watching those games, and I think it really applies to any team, but especially with Virginia. They're a resilient team, and they might not have had the year fully, or the whole year that they would have wanted to have, but they're getting hot at the right time, and they're a pretty resilient team in and of themselves. They've had to go through some big ups and downs, and I think the biggest thing when you get to this point is you can't really overlook or underestimate anybody, because to get to this point you have to be really good, really hot, or both. And like I said, that team there does a great job of battling. They grind out every at bat. Their pitchers do a good job of filling up the zone and locating off speed. So it's going to be a battle, and I mean every game once you get to this point is, but this one especially.
Coming out of the pen and just the way the schedule sets up where you basically go day on, day off. Obviously theoretically they keep you fresh for every game, but you could end up where you're playing every other day over 10 games. Just kind of, is that a challenge for you as a pitcher, or do you think that'll be easier to do? And what's the key to getting busy?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's got its pros and cons, but when it comes down to it, we've been preparing our bodies all year for this. Everything we do from the time we show up in the fall to this moment right now has been to prepare ourselves to be ready to go in the biggest situations. And when there's Omaha, when there's a national championship on the line, everybody feels like they can dig down and find that extra level, that extra pitch, that extra hit, whatever it is. So it's definitely it's a culmination, and it's a result of all the hard work and the process we've been a part of all year. But at the same time, it's also, like I said, it's a big stage, and that adrenaline kind of helps you find another level as well. Awesome. Thank you.
Does it bring y'all a little confidence, a little extra boost to have someone like Coach Lossnagel here who's done this before so many times and kind of has a method to his madness?
Yeah, I think it does, because he's been there before. A lot of us, this is our first time going, and he has a lot of experience that we can feed off that, we can learn from him, and then continue to go on.
I know it's early, but what do you know about Oklahoma and the left end you're probably going to face on Friday?
I know they're a hot team with the bats. I just texted my buddy was talking to me about them yesterday because he goes to OU, and he gave me a little pointers, but they're going to be a solid team.
There's the sign out front and everything. What does it mean to you to be able to kind of see the support y'all have from guys who have been in your shoes before, and some of them have gone to Omaha before?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, Texas A&M, everyone who comes here and graduates from here, we're all family, and it just means a lot for everyone to come and support us.
Seems like you guys have been taking turns this postseason and coming up with the big clutch hits. What does it feel like? I mean, at least in the supers with your clutch home run, and what is it about this team that you guys are able to feed off of each other?
We've just developed a culture, just passing it on. I mean, even if it's just a walk, work your AB, trust the guy behind you, and just keep going forward. And we've all bought into it, and I think that's what's really helped us. It means a lot. I mean, going into college, from high school, it's every player's dream to go to Omaha, and then to finally achieve it, it's just surreal. Can't really put words to it. Just can't wait to get there.
Have you ever been?
I have not. I've never been.
Talk to us about Friday. I mean, was that the game of your life, the other night, on the biggest stage?
Yeah, that was probably one of my highlights of my college career. I mean, I've been in college for a while, and just to have that happen in a super regional, and out of all things at home, it was just really amazing. I'm so glad I got to do it in front of all of our fans, my family. It was just awesome.
What'd your family say?
They were kind of speechless just when I went and saw them after the game. They just gave me hugs. My older brother, it's his first Aggie game actually, and just kind of watery-eyed, and I'm glad I got to give him that experience.
How do you adjust along the way to 5-hour, 9-inning games? They obviously work for y'all. So you played 4 hours, sometimes 5. How do you throughout the season do you adjust and just get used to that, because you also know that it works for y'all as well?
I mean, it's definitely not part of our plan, but it kind of just happens. So we've just gotten used to it over time, just gradually, just the whole year. I mean, as you said, we've always had 4 to 5 hour games, and we just push through it every time, go back, relying on each other, and we also enjoy our time with each other at the same time too.
Is there anything you do different, knowing that the games might stretch out a little bit longer, or is it just?
No, it's the same thing. So we get out on defense, try our best to get back in here as quick as possible, and stay on offense as long as possible.
I'll do a good job of that.
Thank you.
You have feel for Troy when you get into about hour 5 squatting back there?
Oh, 100%. He comes in, he sits down, and he's just sitting there. I can't believe he does it every single day. It's just crazy to me, especially with all the gear and how hot it's getting here in Texas. He's a trooper. I'll give him that. I couldn't do it.
the Charles Schwab Field being a little bit more, I wouldn't say cavernous, but it's definitely a pitcher's park. So as a center fielder, I mean, is that something that you take into account going in? You just have to get a feel for it in practice. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, it's mainly just my reps during BP. If we take it on the field, just make sure I'm going 100%, see what balls I can or cannot get to. And then after that, it's just game time, and then you just feel from there with weather conditions as well and stuff like that.
Have they prepared you that you're going to be retrieving beach balls all the time out there?
I've not. It's the first time I've heard about it, so I'll be looking for it.
Jordan, I know last we made obviously all the transfers y'all brought in, but for you guys who are here and you kind of stuck it out, giving you coaching staff a try, just all the uncertainty that was going on in that time, what's this past year been like, just kind of seeing that whole process play out?
I mean, it's crazy. I've talked to a lot of the returners, and it's kind of hard to put into words, just knowing where we finished last year, then compared to this year, just with all I guess doubters that we had coming into the season, just to prove them wrong, and just stay within our team and not push for anything. It just feels great.
You've had a lot of transfers come in this season. Just how impactful have they been and helped you guys get to this point?
I mean, they're great. I mean, Troy, Jacob Palisch, Dylan Rock, I mean, they all have so much experience. And Troy and Palisch, they've all been to the College World Series, and they've brought in a lot of insight and helped calm down a lot of the younger guys and just help us to stay focused on our goals.
Thanks, I'm good.
Thank you.